Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. We're going live because West Fofana, it's been announced officially.
Yeah,
He's gone to Chelsea.
about time.
About time. It's dragged on way too long. So we want your views. We want your comments. Let us know what you think. It's finally happened. The club, Leicester City, officially announced it. It's on their feeds, isn't it?
Yeah, it's officially been announced. It's gone. I don't know the price yet, but I think it's in the ballpark around 75 million. So not quite world's most expensive defender like Maguire was, but definitely up there after he's just signed a new contract.
Well, that's what we're hearing, isn't it? Sky Sports are reporting it as £75 million transfer. It had happened, didn't it, Sam? It's dragged on too long.
Yeah.
We want to know your views. Get them in on the comments, what you think to the news that Fofana has gone. He definitely has gone, £75 million. Frax says here, I rate Fofana. Honestly, I think we all rate him, don't we?
He's a really good player, and he is what he is, but no offense to Chelsea, in 2 or 3 seasons they'll be doing the same thing at there. It's about going Real Madrid to Barcelona.
You would think so. Curtis said, I mean, St Etienne to Leicester, he threw his dummy out the pram. He's done the same at Leicester. He's put. Have you read that thing on Instagram?
It's a bit
strange words on Instagram. I don't know what you think. Curtis says, fine, it's done now. Let's move forward. That's what we all want to do. Says relief. Matty says probably rise to 85 million. They're talking about the add-ons there.
Yeah, I think it was just trying to keep it on there because they didn't want to openly admit that they spent the world's most money on a defender because it could do what Maguire did and be a little bit of a flop.
So do you think Chelsea have restrained the bid because they didn't want to pay for the most, whereas Leicester were asking for it? LCFC Grace says good riddance, Sam. It's a bit like what you were saying, isn't it?
His mannerism, the way he's left the club, it's, he's like Grayson as well. He's using this as a stepping stone club. He has been, and he knew what he was doing when he joined Leicester, which is fair. We all knew he was joining Leicester to join a bigger club, but we've seen it through Maguire and Tielemans, that the professionalism that they bring. It's like they might want to go, but they are still professional about it.
Maguire more professional. Brendan Rodgers said this on Saturday in his post-match interview when he was asked about Fofana and Maguire. He said he didn't want to compare the two because he said Maguire was a professional till the moment he left the club. Dale, I can't put that on screen what you've said, but Michael, watching it out there in Seattle in the United States of America, hi Michael, says good riddance, infecting the start of our season, the cohesion in the dressing room, and ruined our transfer window. Michael says he's ruined the transfer window, Sam. Do you think he has ruined it?
Well, I heard someone say that it clearly wasn't about balancing the books, and we were in financial problems because now that Fofana's gone, we're signing players left, right, and centre. We've still not got rid of any players, but we're linked to 3 new players to come in. So, I think we're waiting for the money to come before we signed anyone. It's too little, too late because deadline ends tomorrow night.
Player power.
Yeah, ridiculously too high. He signed a new 5-year deal on 60-70 grand, which is more than any of us would ever dream of owning. So it's. He was still on a lot of money at Leicester, regardless of how much Chelsea were offering, and he's acted like a baby leaving.
Ethan saying, have people seen his statement on Instagram? I've got it here, Sam, in front of us. I'm going to try and get it open now and read it. There's so many things popping up. Let's see if we can get it up and running. He says in it, during these 2 seasons here, I have probably experienced the most intense moments of my young football career. I've grown as a player, but as also a man. He says, I chose not to communicate during this transfer window, despite all the criticism and often false and misleading comments, even when they were coming from the club. Talking about Leicester there. I understand and learned. I didn't want to damage the image of the institution, and I chose to take it rather than answer. He goes on then to thank Top for his understanding. Just a little bit. I mean, go and read it on Instagram. Go and read it, and it might be how it's been translated, but it's an interesting one. Josh, yes, we have seen. We've just talked about that. Firmly throwing the club and Rodgers under the bus. Go and read it. Maybe it's lost in translation. I hate MGH says injury prone. Please don't forget.
I don't think he's injury prone. He got his leg snapped in a pre-season friendly. It was a bit harsh what happened to him.
Dave says, how much do we get? We hear
I think it's 75 million officially, but they're probably more 85, 90 with the add-ons.
Dale says here, badge on the shirt is bigger than the name on the back.
100%.
Well, you could argue with the player power as it is now, Sam.
As fans, though, it's, by the sounds of it, it sounds like something. I think we all know in the background of the club something's not right, because he's openly come out and said that the club haven't, the club have thrown him under the bus a little bit, which they might have done. We don't know that. We can't all say it's Fofana's fault at the end of the day, because we have seen Fofana come out and do bad things, which is why everyone's saying. And when he's not played on Saturday against Southampton, we've all said, these bad things about Fofana, but how much do we know about what's going on behind the scenes? I said to Reed the other day that not everything that's going on at the moment is Rodgers' fault, but he's the front man you do see, and it's the front man you do blame at the end of the day.
I think a lot of people know that Reedy works with me and Sam here in the Leicester Fan TV office. He normally sits right over there in that seat right behind Sam's head. There. He's not here today, and we've both had bets with him. Sadly, none of us wanted Fofana to go, but about 3 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah.
Reedy with his blue tent. Reedy's left his Leicester City glasses here. He's normally got these on. He's normally sat here like this going, Fofana's not going to sign for Chelsea. He ain't going to sign. Well, if I was Reedy, we both bet with Reedy. Sadly, we thought Fofana was going to go. He had 10 quid with you. Yeah. And then I turned around and went, I'll have 10 quid off you for that as well, Reedy. So Reedy says, no, we only get 25% of the money. Yeah, 25%. This is talking about not all the money's coming to us.
No, I think like Reedy said, it was about 25% do go to St. Etienne, and 50% somewhere else is the owner's pockets. That's where the 50% that goes. So we're going to have, I think, overall about 30-40 million back into the club invested. So yeah.
Reedy's saying £20 down, still got £20 to gain. That's his third bet. Reedy loves a little bet in the office here. Love taking his pennies off him. Loving the FA Cup trophy behind you on the desk. Thank you for that, Imtiaz. Get a few players in. There is rumours. We've done a video that's on YouTube.
Yeah, go check that out. It's talking about all the latest rumours now. We all knew that Fofana was going, so we've got all these players linked to come to Leicester now. There's a couple wingers, a new centre-back. Obviously not at, the standard Fofana was, but when Fofana joined us, no one knew what standard he would be at. So let's hope the owners and the club know what they're bringing in.
The club and fans supported him through his injury, but this is how he repaid top fans and Rodgers very saddening. I don't want to stir anything. I'm going to very quickly look when Leicester City fixtures. I don't know when we play Chelsea. At home. Let's just quickly have a look. Leicester Chelsea is scheduled at the moment to be. Tell me when you see it, Sam. Where is it?
My birthday, 11th of March.
11th of March.
Yeah,
so when we play, here's a question for you guys. We play Chelsea on the 11th of March as it stands at the moment. Probably get changed for football, like half the fixtures are at the moment. Is he going to get booed when he comes back?
Oh, 100%. It's obvious. I'm not going to boo him, but he's going to get booed. It's obvious. He'll be the biggest boo, I think, we ever heard at the club from a player.
Do you think so?
100%.
Do you think so? Is he going to get a rough reception when Wes Fofana comes back to Leicester on March 11th?
I don't know who appreciates the way he left. I personally won't boo him, but I know that the majority of fans will probably, be on his back. I'm not saying they'll boo him, but I'm not going to be happy that the way he's left and his mannerism, and rightly so. He has left the club a bit childish.
It's a big question. I hate to talk about it, but what sort of reception will Wes Fofana get when he comes back here? Let us know what you think on that. Luke saying here, don't trust any of Rodgers' signings, to be honest.
The 4 signings he made last season were poor, and it's hard to say anything other than, that they were good. If he's signing these players again, I don't know if it's Rodgers or if it's Rudkin making these signings, because we know Rudkin can bring in some real class players, and he has done in the past, with Fofana being a Rudkin signing, from that era, and the same with all these other players like Maddison.
He's a strange one, isn't he? Fofana's played 51 times for Leicester, I believe. That's it.
Yeah, not a lot.
It's not a lot. If I was a Chelsea fan, if I was being honest, £75 million for a player who's played 51 times. His stats, by the way, if you check out his defensive stats in the Premier League, are not the best by any shadow of a doubt in the Premier League. He does look class, but I think it's going to be a really interesting one. Owen says here, look, Sam, you've got to raise you up, mate. There you go. Get your chin over. It's a big one for an Owen. You can read it in there. He's saying, expected to find it go out. And Ben Chilwell did the same. Well, I don't think Ben Chilwell didn't go on strike, did he?
No, I think Fofana's the only one that has been, just like I said, the lack of professionalism from his age and his agent as well. Speaking of, it's a weird way to leave a club. He's not going to get a good reception when he comes back to Leicester at all. And it's he is a really good player. We'll see how he does at Chelsea. He could get injured. He could be their best player, and for all we know, in 2 years' time, he could be doing the same to Chelsea on his way to Real Madrid.
Matty says here, had he gone to Man City or Liverpool, I could see the ambition, but Chelsea is a club in crisis at the moment. I mean, they're obviously spending a lot of money to try and sort things out.
They are a club. The thing is, it's his boyhood club. You got to think without taking.
Yeah, there's the photos of him.
Got to take him off. He supports Chelsea. If someone offered any of his fans to go play for Leicester, from wherever we are, we'd take it up.
And do you think that's part of it?
He's a Chelsea fan. He said he is. He's come out. We've seen it.
I've seen the photo of him as a kid.
He's come out and said he wants to play for Chelsea. That's his dream club. So.
Well, I think it was he used to idolise Didier Drogba.
Yes, it's the same thing with Leicester. If any fans said, "Do you want to play for your boyhood club?" I'm sure we'd all take it up in a heartbeat.
Jono's saying he's saddened that he couldn't give us this season. I think the offer was too big for him, wasn't
there
it?
And then he could have broke his leg at the start of the season and be out again, and Chelsea be like, "Don't want him now because he's not here." So I think for both clubs, we wanted him gone, and 75 million was probably a little less than we wanted, but it's 75 million more than he would have been in the under-23s at Leicester. Let's be honest, he wouldn't really play at Leicester, and we wouldn't want him to play at Leicester.
Imtiaz asks here, who was the mystery club that bid for Tielemans?
I've heard a few things that Newcastle, Liverpool, and Arsenal are the three clubs that could be interested. I think one of those is the ones that have put a bid in.
Do we think he's going to go? Do you think he's going to go?
I think we should let him go.
You'd let him go. I think if we could get 20,
that or he goes for free, and he's been playing poor anyway. So what's the difference?
Yeah, if you could get 15 or 20 for him now,
better than nothing next season.
But are the other clubs coming to us at this late stage and having our pants down because?
I think we all knew that's what he was going to do. I think we all knew that he was going to go the last few days of deadline day because clubs knew that we'll take anything for him.
Jason saying nothing but Snake did the same to St Etienne, it will do the same to Chelsea, which is what you're saying.
If Real Madrid or a bigger club do come in for him, they'll do the same.
Yeah. It's not 75 million. We have to give 25% to St Etienne.
It will still be 75 million, just give off 25% back to the other club. So I don't know how much we'll get for him.
Ethan saying if Newcastle bid, I reckon Yuri himself would decline the move.
I'm going to be honest here. Newcastle are on the up and we're on the way down. It's sad to say, but Newcastle they're going to be top 8 fodder, I think, this season, and I think we'll be lucky to get top half football the way we're playing at the moment.
I'm a bit with Chris. He says City got a good deal. This is on West Fofana. It's only potentially as how many young players have we seen drop off after a year or so. I mean, we're going to look at it that way now, aren't we?
Yeah, he could. For all we know, he could be the next big centre back of the world, and he could do the best things. Him for Chelsea as well. It was clearly a World Cup move. He wants to go to the World Cup this year, this December, and he's going to get that move quite easily now. He's sat in a Champions League team and top 4 football. It's one of those things. He'll look better around better players. I think he'll look really good around a Chelsea team that you know what Chelsea can offer. They're always going to be in the top 4, top 5 in the Premier League, and they're at least going to get to a semi-final, final of a cup game, or even the Champions League. They've won it the past couple of times in the past 10 years. It's a bit of a no-brainer. I think anyone would take it, but like I say, we are still a stepping stone club, which is sad to see at the moment.
Yeah, Reece saying Tielemans is gone, loses the ball too much, too slow, doesn't work for the team. He's saying he'd take 5 million for Tielemans. I think we want more than that, Reece.
We paid 40 million for him. We can get another one.
Nick's saying we need a right winger. We're looking like we're singling a left winger. Only Rodgers and Rudd can come up with that logic. Yeah. I mean, we're linked with
good player.
Jeremiah. Am I saying that right? Jeremiah or Jeremiah Boga. He was on loan at Bergamo, crikey, last season, and it's a bit of a mad scramble now. We've got what we're looking at now. We've got
over 24 hours.
Yeah, in 28 hours times we kick off against. Well, just over 28 hours we kick off against Man United.
Yeah, we've got to be quick now. We've got to sign the players we need, and it's a bit last minute by us. I'm not sure what the logic is. I'm not sure on all these players we're signing, because again, they're all 10 to 15 million pound players that again could be players and really could be our downfall this season. Is if there's I don't know his name. It's like that centre back, that Belgian person. I forgot his name. It's hard to say, but he's a could be player. If you're replacing Fofana with a could be player, it's
what is it? Woot. I can't even say it. Woot somebody.
Yeah, it's just
what is it, Jay?
Really spent Fires, I think.
Fires.
But
Yeah, well, there's
could
top
be
talk
playing.
that is going to happen, and he could
I've
well
heard
be.
a lot of people say he just looks like a Belgian Soyuncu, so I'm not quite sure what the logic is of getting him.
Yeah. Boga can't get in the Atalanta side because they're playing Lookman instead.
We should have signed Lookman. I still don't understand why we didn't. I said to Reedy, if you look at Lookman's stats for last season compared to all the players we've been linked in, Lookman still looks like the clear player we should have got.
Nick says the Reims defender, that's Wout Faz, looks good in my opinion. He's old school. If in doubt, kick it out. Just what we need in the squad.
I hope he does good. I've seen his highlights and he does just look like a no BS defender. It's something we can need. But again, Soyuncu's been like that a little bit, so I'm not quite sure what the point is. But we'll see what he can offer. If Rodgers and that thinks he's good, then he thinks he's good. I just don't know how much faith I've got in these signings after what we've seen last season.
Let's get them in on time, says Steve, not 14 seconds late. Dan says, get your boots dusted. There's no chance of that. Although I'm always available for that. Would take Ward Prowse without thinking about it, says Mark. That's not going to happen, is it? Can see top selling up or selling shares this season. Interesting. Listen, that's we've just gone literally straight live here in the Leicester Fan TV office. I'm just glad it's over, Sam.
Yeah, it's about time. Obviously, he got sent to New York to do all his medicals. I think, so excuse my French, they're taking the piss.
Excuse your French, Samuel.
I think they were winding us up a little bit by sending him over to New York and taking as long as they could with him.
So go and get your pound and put it in the swear jar. There's no swearing in the office. Yeah, it's dragged on too long. I think we're all glad it's over. I think £75 million is a lot of money for a young lad like Wes Fofana. Anything could happen in his career. He could have a dip in form. He could get injured again. He could go on to be the best centre-back in the world. But if he is, we've got £75 million for him. So let's just get on with it and let's move things up. I think that's really the key. Go and check out the video. We have made a video today. It's on YouTube, talking about new transfers, all the latest rumours. Tom's done one with the guys from the United stand.
Yeah.
An away fan chat for tomorrow. That is well worth going and watch. We've got another one coming out with the Stretford Paddock. Again, another Man United fanzine that should be out later on today, which it was done with BT Sports. So loads of content coming out on here. If you want, we're going to be down at Peter's Pizzas pre-kickoff tomorrow for a bit of pizza. Come and see us down there if you want to. And then we'll be outside the Blues Bar before and after the game. We want your views, whatever they call it now.
Fox and Saw, I think.
Fox and Saw, Fox and Tails. I think for me, it'll always be the Blues Bar. So we'll see you down there tomorrow before and after kickoff. If there's any more transfers, we'll go live. I've got a feeling there is going to be. So we'll see you later.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.
You got your tenner, Reedy?
See ya.
You need two tenors.
It's only one for you, mate.
And I've got these. You're going to need these again, mate.
Okay, no worries.
It finally happened then, mate. The West Fofana, he's gone.
Hope so.
You were wrong.
I know I'm wrong.
We did sell him.
I know.
The beers are on you tomorrow night. We're still live, so we'll see you later. Cheers, Reedy.
See you in a bit.